Hi everybody, it's Sandy with Urban Rebel Designs in Aztec, New Mexico, and we are almost finished with this beautiful French Provincial piece. Today what we're going to be doing is placing the Would You Bend medallions on the side, and then we're going to spray the top coat. I had a request to show you how to use a sponge wrapped in a pantyhose to do a top coat so you get a streak-free finish. So we'll be doing that too. I'm going to try not to go too fast, but I also don't want to keep you on here all day. When you come on, say hello, let me know where you're watching from. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And if I don't answer them during the live, I will go back and read all the comments and answer all the questions when I finish. I want to catch you up really quick. So what we did with this French Provincial piece is we did a coat of Slick Stick, let it sit for an hour, then came back and did a second coat of Slick Stick, let it set overnight, and then we did a base coat of sawmill gravy. You can see it better here on this drawer. After that, we worked on the drawers and the hardware. We did those in caviar. Hi Samantha. We did sawmill gravy, caviar, silver gilding wax, and the Gulf on the handles with a little bit of silver gilding wax. Hi Beverly. I wish I was in Texas right now. I wish I was in Tallahassee too. So I've already placed one piece of the Would You Bend on here, and I'm going to get this other piece and hold it up really quickly. I painted it in the Gulf, and then I used some of the silver gilding wax just to bring out the highlights. Hey Layla from Denmark. Wow. Okay, so you can't see down here, but I have just an electric griddle down here that I'm putting my Would You Bend pieces on to heat them up. That makes it pliable and flexible. It also helps, we're going to use wood glue, so with the Would You Bend being heated, it makes the wood glue tack faster, it makes it grab faster, so we don't have to worry about taping these down and wait until the glue dries. So what I'm going to do is grab this, and I am using Titebond wood glue. And I'm just going to squirt some on and then take a paintbrush and spread it out. And we're going to see how much wood glue I can get on me. We should have a drinking game of how much paint or how much glue can Sandy actually get on her piece as opposed to on herself. Because I'm always, and now I'm putting it face down back on the griddle to set for just a few seconds before we place it. I've already got glue on me. Okay, so I measured where I wanted to place these, and then I measured side to side, and I marked the center. That's why we have the blue painter's tape on here. So when I go to do it, I know exactly where to place it, and I'm not chasing it around. Okay, so this has heated up just a little bit. We've got the back covered in wood glue. And now I am just going to place this end to end, and I have created my own medallion. Now see where those two ends had curled up a little bit? By heating the Would You Bend, it makes it flexible, so it forms to the surface that you're using it on. And just that quick, by setting it on the griddle after I put the glue on, it's tacked enough that I can turn loose of it and I can remove my painter's tape. And other than a top coat, we have our sides finished. Yay! So today we're going to spray gator hide, which is a water-based polyacrylic, on it as our top coat. I'm going to spray one coat on the top, but I will come back on my live tomorrow on the World of Chalk Paint distress and decoupage page, and we're going to polyurethane the top. I could pour resin on it, but we're in New Mexico and it gets a little warm, and since I don't know where this is going to set when it sells, I'm afraid that it would be sitting in front of a window and have the sunshine coming in and get hot, and sometimes resin can get soft when it's overheated. So I'm going to use polyurethane on this, but first I'm going to do a coat of gator hide. I like to do, and this is my personal preference, I like to do a water-based top coat before I do the polyurethane. That way if I have to remove it, it's going to be just a tad bit easier. Hi Nancy. So I promised that I would show how to use a sponge wrapped in pantyhose, and I will show you what I've got. I have just a regular synthetic silk sponge. I get these from Amazon. If anybody's interested, I think I can post a link. I think I still have the link for them. And I'm just putting it in the toe of a pair of pantyhose, and I like to wrap it around my hand so I don't have this flopping down when I'm doing the top coat. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to have to stand up so you're going to lose my face. I apologize for that, or you're welcome. Not everybody wants to see my face. So when I do this, I am just barely touching the surface with my sponge. I'm going to wipe it off on the side, and then I'm going to squeeze it out to make sure I don't have drips. That way I get the thinnest coat possible on my piece, and all you're doing is just applying it. And by using the sponge covered in the pantyhose, it will virtually eliminate any streaks that you would normally get, and it glides on so smooth. It's really a lot of fun to do your top coat this way. So I'm going to do just a little bit more, and then we will get to spraying. I should tell you that I have already thinned out my polyacrylic with water because I am putting it through a sprayer, and I thin out pretty much anything that I'm putting through my sprayer. Let me move this. And my husband is back here helping me. Can you pull the griddle out of the way, because I'm afraid I'll get overspray on it. I have already thinned out my top coat, and I have run it through a strainer, and today I'm going to use my Earl-X 5500 spray station. So it's going to be just a tad bit louder than the Home Right Finish Max that I've been using on this piece. So you may want to turn your sound down if loud noises bother you. This is a bit noisy. I'll move this out of the way and get this hooked up. Can you flip the switch for me in just a second? So I had someone ask the other day about the different controls on a spray gun. So this control back here controls basically it controls the amount of force of air that's coming through. So basically this is how you control the amount of paint or top coat or whatever you're running through here. I have mine dialed in pretty well, so I pretty much know how to control that. I'm sorry I'm stuttering today. I just finished a class and I've been talking for the last 3 hours. This will control the direction of spray. So if you see, I'm going to do it this way, the two little lips are up and down. That means your spray is going to come out between them, so your spray will come out this way. If you turn it where it's catty-cornered, then your spray comes out in a round. And then if you turn it this way, your spray is going to come out up and down. So, did we have a question?
Someone wanted to know how much you thin the gator hide.
It depends on your sprayer. The general rule of thumb with paint is 2 ounces of water to 8 ounces of paint. Always check it with your viscosity cup until you get comfortable enough to know when you're mixing it. You let all of the paint drop off of whatever you're mixing it with. I use stir sticks. When it gets down to drip, 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 you should be able to count 1001, drip, 1002. So it's when it drips once per second. Okay, I'm going to turn this on, and it's going to be a bit noisy, but we're going to base coat this whole thing in less than 5 minutes. So you may want to turn your sound down. I'll let you know when I'm finished. Sorry about that. I need a brush. I've got some drips here where my hose blew out when I first started, so I've got some drips. So I got to get a brush, and for the next 10 or 15 minutes I will be on drip patrol. And that's one thing that you do need to be aware of when you're spraying. It can look like it's perfect. You walk away, come back 10 minutes later, and you've got a drip. So just be prepared to be on drip patrol for a few minutes. And all I'm going to do is smooth this out. I will come back after this dries and do a second coat. It goes on white, but it will dry clear. And just that easy. I have my first coat of top coat on. It will dry really quick, especially since I have the heat turned up in here. It'll dry even quicker. I'll come back and do my second coat, and we're done with the base. I will be back on the World of Chalk Paint Distress and Decoupage group tomorrow at 4 Eastern, so this same time, and we will poly the top, and she will be ready to sit out on the floor. Thank you, Deanna. Hi, Dana, or Dana. I have a girl in here who's Dana. Hi, Malia. Thanks for joining me. How much would I think I answered that? On top coat, you're going to use a little bit less water. So that's the time that you really do need to use your viscosity cup. Even if you're spraying Slick Stick or Boss, you're still going to want to thin it some. If you don't thin it, if your paint is too thick or whatever you're running through your sprayer, a lot of times it will come out in glops. I had a question about what causes an orange peel texture when you're spraying. That is, you either need to adjust, this is hard to do, my hands are full. You either need to adjust this knob. You may have too much air or not enough air going through. You may have a clog in your nozzle, or your paint is either too thick or too thin. That's really the only issues that you're going to have with the sprayer itself. Some sprayers need to be connected to a compressor. This one doesn't, but it does have a 13-foot hose to contend with. The Homerite that I used to do the base coat and the stripes doesn't have a hose. It's pretty much self-contained, and it is an excellent starter model. Do we have any other questions? Let me look up here. Thanks, Beverly. Okay, so I will be on drip patrol for about 10 minutes. I'll do the second coat, and then I will see you tomorrow to get the top finished up, and she's ready for her new home. Have a great weekend. Thank you.